fire burning. Chase your dream, don't hesitate. Keep on dreaming, keep on yearning. Don't let the flame die while you wait.
Or something like that. So it is what it is. Only another month or so of that, and then hopefully things will warm up a little bit, and hopefully things will get back to normal again soon too. So we'll see.
Yeah.
How have things been going for you during the pandemic?
Overall, not too bad. Just kind of doing a lot of, job searching. I I kind of haven't really written a lot of songs lately, but I did early on in COVID stuff, like in quarantine and stuff like that. A lot of times, well, now I've been kind of focusing on like a podcast I've been starting up called Tea Time with Chris, basically where I just kind of have a couple of friends come on, they'll play a couple songs, kind of similar to this, where we just kind of play a couple songs, talk in between, keeping it really low key and just kind of keeping that like artist community like connection going still, since shows aren't a thing right now.
Cool. Yeah. So I imagine you haven't played out at all then, from
I've
what you're
played
saying.
one show. I played at Rosanna's on Broad Street in Bethlehem over the summer. Just like I did like a little fundraiser type of thing where I I raised money for like COVID relief and also for Black artists. So raised a couple bucks there, and it was a nice time.
Cool.
Nice sense of
Good
normalcy.
stuff. Yeah. Well, hopefully you get back to playing out a little bit more as things start to ease up. I guess with people getting vaccinated and everything. From what I understand, all the restrictions are lifted off the bars and stuff now. So um, we'll see. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I guess time will tell. Um,
Hey, we'll see with numbers in the next couple of weeks, I guess.
yeah. One thing that's been noticeable, I guess, in the social media world lately has been the sensationalized uh, numbers that were coming out there for the longest time, and people were posting about COVID seemed like every 10 minutes, you know, and that seems to have calmed down a little bit. So I don't know if that's a sign that things are getting better or a sign that people are sick and tired of talking about it, one or the other. So,
Like a normalization of just hearing about it every day. People are just kind of like, well, just kind of assuming that it's still about the same, and it's still kind of, you know, and it's just kind of people kind of come to terms that we are going to be, you know, going through this, we have to take the precautions and be safe and be smart, which um, is definitely easy for some people to be smart and safe about things, and for others, it's quite hard apparently. So
Yeah. Well, being in quarantine and being cooped up, I definitely think affects people in different ways. And some of us roll with the punches and some of us can't handle it. So,
yeah,
it just depends. I know myself, hasn't really been a big deal. Um,
hmm
the one thing I find is maybe a little bit less motivation
yeah,
when you have all this time on your hands because there's always that, well, I wanted to finish writing this song today, but I can get to it tomorrow because I have plenty of time.
yeah,
Where, maybe there's more of a sense of urgency when you don't have that kind of time. You're like, I got to get this done.
yeah.
And so you put more effort into it and
It's almost
instead
like
of putting it off.
it's almost like it's like tomorrow's going to be exactly the same as today, so I have time for it tomorrow, and then like you just
Yeah.
like lay around.
Procrastination becomes easy,
Oh yeah,
unfortunately. But what are you going to do? So, Chris, I know you have some good stuff to share with us tonight. God, it's been ages since I've seen you do anything. So I'm
yeah. It's
kind of,
definitely been probably about like a year and a half.
yeah.
It's been a
So
while,
I'm kind
but
of out of touch a little bit with you and your music and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to get back into touch with it a little bit.
yeah. I
And
appreciate you always staying in touch and like kind of like keeping me in mind over the years. So thank you.
I'll continue to do that definitely. And I guess when you're done with this semester, you'll be back in the Lehigh Valley area, right?
Yep, just for a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to be moving out abroad somewhere. I don't really know where. Well, not abroad as in out of the country, but like out of the valley eventually.
Cool,
For the time being, I'll be around.
cool. And we can definitely keep in touch and follow your musical journey, no matter where you are. So
Oh yeah.
whether it's here or California or Texas or Italy, it doesn't matter. So
Oh yeah. I'll always come
and,
back to play on Rock in the Valley.
yeah, there you go.
Hear that,
Absolutely,
Steve?
Rock in the Valley has been reaching more places, including Europe, Canada, Australia. So we've got listeners all over the place right now. So it's kind of a good thing. We're growing, and that's part of the scope of the shows that we put on, not just this one, but the other shows that Rock in the Valley has every week. That we get the artists a little bit more exposure and hopefully bring them to light a little bit more throughout the country and beyond. So
Mhm.
hopefully there's a few people watching that aren't from the Lehigh Valley tonight,
Oh yeah.
and we'll uh, we'll get you a little bit more notice. We hope, right? So tell me, what are you going to play for us first tonight, Chris?
So I'm going to play a classic for myself because this is kind of a song that when I came out with an album back in November 2019 uh, called Dear Honey, and it kind of took off a little bit, which I was not really expecting it to, like within people around my age. And this one song I'm going to play right now, Mon Ami, was one of them. I had a friend of mine actually help me sing on it, and maybe they enjoyed hearing her voice instead of mine. But um, I really like the song, and some other people do too. So I'll start off with a classic.
Sounds good.
So. And he danced with the man with his heart in his hands. With his eyes, did you find a new place in my mind? Who's Paddy? Who's Paddy? Who's Paddy? Mon ami. Sing in French and we'll dance a boring romance. Long brown hair that you wear shows you really don't care. Who's Paddy? Who's Paddy? Who's Paddy mon ami? Can't describe how I look in your eyes. Can't describe how I look in your eyes. Losing shape, losing shape, losing shape. My mountain boy, have a tonight for my playboy. Paddy, mon ami.
Good stuff. Very nice. You
Thank
said that's on the album that you put out in 19?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Cool.
Yeah,
And,
call Mon Ami. That song took forever for me to write, and I'm kind of glad it took a little long time if people actually like it. So,
cool. Good. And where can people find the album?
so it's on major streaming services, so Apple Music, Spotify. I think it's even on Amazon Music, and I think it's also on Bandcamp and SoundCloud as well for those of you who do not
Okay.
have those streaming services. So
Cool. We'll have to take a look. I actually have all those streaming services, but I'm on Bandcamp as well, so definitely follow along there and check you out there. So, is that the only album you have out at the moment, or?
So I actually I have three albums out, and two singles. Actually, one
Okay.
I got rid of two, but I have Farewell My Juvenile Sea, my first one that came out in 2017, and then I have Commercial Break, which came out in 2017 as well. Um, both of those albums, like I think when I finally got my footing in my songwriting, definitely was Commercial Break. That was definitely when I started getting very much like, okay, I'm a songwriter now, because I've always been, I was in a band. I was always kind of like, I would collaborate with people more. And then like when I was like, okay, maybe I'll just start doing it by myself. That was when I kind of got that capability. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I got the confidence, and Dear Honey was just kind of like, I kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of like a matured version of that, where I just kind of like, I matured. I honed in on like my craft a little bit more, and that's what it is. I'm currently working on an EP too. I don't have a name for it yet, but I'll be playing a couple songs off of that tonight. So
Cool. So we can look forward to some new music from Chris Eichland soon.
oh yeah, we got some new sounds happening this time. So it's gonna be
awesome.
it's gonna be fun.
Do you find you change your sound at all from time to time, or do you kind of stick with the same general?
I think now I've definitely, like, between different projects, I've kind of changed my sound. I think my in the Dear Honey like era of my songwriting, I kind of stuck to more, kind of just like very like clean cut, like really just kind of like innocent, kind of poppy type of stuff. And I think now I'm kind of going towards the more, I think I'm going a little bit more, maybe a little bit more like grungy, folky type of thing. Like I'm kind of going towards the folk thing rather than like the poppy thing, which is kind of cool. I'm a huge folk fan, so I have no problem with that.
Cool. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong. Um, so your first album came out in 2017. When
Yes.
did you really start writing music?
Ooh. Uh, I say probably around like 2015, 2016 with my band, White Noise. We put out two EPs. Both actually, I think one was in 2016 and one was in 2017. Um, and that's kind of like where I got like I kind of learned how to like do the songwriting thing with them, and I kind of picked up a lot of like different habits and different like ways to write songs from them, and that's kind of where the first album came from. Just a lot of like kind of rejected ideas from the band. I was like, maybe I'll develop these on my own. So
Yeah. All right. So you've been writing for better part of 5 or 6 years now, at least, right? Cool.
so
Eh, When did you first start sharing that with the world, with the public?
sharing like my
Your
songs.
original music, yeah,
Ooh. Probably around that same time, probably around like 2016,
yeah.
2017. Um, you know,
Uh,
finally got the confidence to like sing some of my original songs out and actually have people listen to them, which is definitely a start.
was it tough to do that?
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah,
terrified. I was.
yeah.
I'm just like this is. I'm like Chris is being vulnerable. I don't know what to do with this, and like listen to this. So, but then I think it's become much easier as I've kind of done it because you know these songs are very like personal to me, and it kind of help me get through certain situations, and you know people have their own interpretations of it, and I'm totally okay with that. It's kind of I like hearing people's interpretations of things and kind of hearing how they're different from mine and all that type of thing.
Cool. Yeah, it definitely is tough the first time, I think, especially getting up and bearing your soul in front of people. It's a lot easier to do covers up.
Oh yeah,
Let me play this song from whatever band, and it's cool because I'm just going to do it my way, and everything's fine. But you'll recognize the song, and when you start to play original music, people don't recognize it, and so there's always that thought in the back of your mind.
it's always like
How are
that.
they?
Like it's always like you feel like you're like playing against the grain when you play like original songs out because you're like, especially like I feel like in the Valley, it's just there are a lot of cover artists out there, and like I feel like when I play originals, like when I'm playing like just like at a restaurant or just like in general, it just feels like I'm like breaking the rules. It's okay. I'm feeling like, and like people are always like, oh, like play this song, play this cover, and I'm like, no, we're playing originals tonight.
Cool.
so,
All right. So what do you got for us next?
so I think I'm gonna do a new song. Um, this song is actually one of the first ones I wrote for the newer EP, and I think going through like the COVID pandemic and stuff like that in the beginning, it was just a lot of change and just a lot of like I don't really know what's going on or what's going to happen. And this song kind of it's called Afterthought, and this song kind of got me through that. I kind of lost my voice right in the beginning of quarantine, so this I wrote this song as I was losing my voice. So I always have that aspect of like okay, this is a good song because when I recorded it, I sounded really kind of bad, and like when you feel like I don't know, it's kind of like you have that weird relationship with it. I guess I don't know,
Uh,
but
cool. All right. Looking forward to it.
so thank you. All right. Sorry I tried to speak when you're meant to think. We got caught up in the silence of a warm embrace. Lean so close, 'cause I'm an afterthought. Lean very close, 'cause I'm an afterthought. I'm an afterthought. I just wanna be a guy you really need, a tender touch that's flowing through my hair, letting autumn's lonely sea. Lean so close, 'cause I'm an afterthought. Lean very close, 'cause I'm an afterthought. I'm an afterthought. Lean so close, 'cause I'm an afterthought. Lean very close, 'cause I'm an afterthought. 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 I'm an afterthought.
Great, man.
Thank
I
you.
like your guitar playing style.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Very
I'm more of a strummer and maybe not as gentle on the strings. And there's
I do
just something about the way you handle it. It's just I enjoy your guitar playing style. So,
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
got a quick question for you. This doesn't have anything to do with your music or anything like that. Are you on a phone or on a laptop?
I'm on a laptop.
You're on a laptop. Okay. In um, under the settings for if you go to the microphone at the bottom under the settings
Yes.
and look for the audio settings
Yes.
and see if there's a noise suppression setting there.
Is it
And
like
if it's on auto, change it.
It's actually on medium.
Get it as low as you can.
Okay.
What's happening is about halfway through your song, we're getting kind of a hissing noise,
Oh, okay.
and that's the noise suppression in Zoom is saying, "Ooh, that's background noise. Let me cut it out." And usually it's directed towards your guitar, because
Okay.
Zoom is more set up for voice than it is for music, and
Yeah.
so it thinks your guitar is background noise. So it's going, let me block the guitar out and
God,
focus on the voice.
I hope my voice sounds okay.
What's funny about it is that a lot of times, like we'll hear it, as we're listening back, but we're in Zoom with you, and when you're out on the internet, a lot of times they're not getting that, but much rather be safe as opposed to sorry.
Oh yeah.
Because definitely don't want to spoil the sound quality of what the people are listening to. So hopefully that'll take it away. If it's on the lowest setting, then it should be okay from this point on. Zoom's a little funky. but it works better with everything else that we're doing. So, there's probably something better musically, but it won't feed to all the platforms that we feed it to. So, and we're trying to get everything out to the most listeners we possibly can. So,
Mhm.
um, hopefully that'll take care of it. I'll shoot you a message in chat if it's not.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I can do some adjusting, like in terms of like my position to see if it helps at all.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Sometimes we don't catch that in sound check,
yeah.
and then you catch it later on. So, unfortunately, sorry for the interruption.
No,
Here we go. Right. So,
keeps things
so
interesting.
was that song on an album?
It's actually a new song. I've recorded it. I just haven't released it yet.
Haven't released it. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be releasing it. I have a couple other songs I haven't finished yet. I've been kind of sitting on, so I just need to finish those, record them, and do all the things, and hopefully it'll be out by the end of the year.
Possibly part of the EP that you were talking about.
Yep, it's going to be on the EP.
Cool.
So.
Good stuff. All right. So what else you got?
So I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do another new one.
Awesome.
Going to do a quick retuning. I tuned my guitar a whole step down. Ooh, I'm not sure it's going to work, but we'll see. Just because I've been just to kind of freshen the songwriting process up a little bit. So just bear with me here as I make sure that everything's okay. Oh wait, that's why. Sorry, I'm like I said, I haven't played in such a long time. Okay, there we go. All right, we're just gonna skip that song.
Capo, the automatic detuner.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, here I'll do some. I'll do some. So this song is actually going to be an older one. I actually just figured out how to play it in a little different way than I usually do live. The story about this song, it's called Autumn Farm. I actually was going to go into and record, a couple parts for another song off of Dear Honey, and I was like, oh, I'm going to just fix up a few things and finish this song up. Right as I was tuning, I broke a string, and I was like, well, what am I going to do now? So with a 5-string guitar without a G string, I was like, all right, I think I'm just going to write a new song and just kind of do that. And this is what came out of it. And I literally just tuned it to like a drop D type of tuning, and this song came out. And it's my sister's favorite song because I talk about animals on it, and she likes. I think she's probably watching this, but she likes when I talk about animals, I guess. Shout out to Ash, who is recovering from the good old Rona. So go Ash, you're great.
No fun, speedy recovery, Ash.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this song is called Autumn Farm. Doesn't say much for my face. What are you doing these days? Never listen for my voice. Guess that you're just one of the boys. I will not be alarmed if you lived on a farm with your cows on your bird. Let me fly, won't you learn? regret from his wrongs and your rights. Give me a new surprise. I will not be alarmed if you lived on a farm with your cows and I'm a bird. Let me fly, won't you learn? I will not be alarmed if you lived on a farm with your cows. Now I'm a bird, let me fly, won't you learn?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
thank you. Was the hissing there again, or it was a
Nope.
little bit? Oh, it wasn't?
Nope. Nah, didn't hear it
Oh,
at all.
cool.
So, yeah, the noise reduction worked, or the lack of noise reduction, I guess. That's basically what we have to go with, like no noise reduction, and and it works fine. So yeah, no issue with it that time. So we're good, very good. So that's a song that you kind of rewrote. Is that
So
correct? Or
I didn't rewrite it. I actually,
okay,
so I've been kind of in the chorus of it. I do the but like with this on top of it, and I've just been trying to figure out how to do both at the same time without using a looper because like,
uh huh,
and I've been kind of like experimenting a little bit with like doing like the I don't know, just kind of maneuvering things around a little bit. I don't know. I've probably played it three different types of ways when trying to figure out how to play it live. I don't know. It kind of works any type of way. I feel like so. I don't know. Just kind of having fun with it.
have you used a looper at all?
I mainly use it for writing. I've used it. Well, actually, I used it at my last show in August. A little bit, just kind of experimenting a little bit.
Uh huh.
And I don't know, I just kind of have to figure it out a little bit better before I start playing it, using it live. So,
Yeah.
or I could just get a band. So,
There you go. Yeah, I kind of feel like there's an art to the looper, and you either get it or you don't. And I've seen some people use it and shake my head and go like, "What are they doing?" And then other people had somebody on last week, Doug Cates. I'm sure you're probably familiar with Doug, and
mm,
to me, Doug is like a master with that thing. He's like
oh yeah,
incredible some of the stuff he does with it, and it's like when you get to that point with it, it's a phenomenal piece of equipment that
oh yeah,
can lend just so much to everything that you're doing, especially if you're playing out solo, and you almost kind of get a full band sound out of it,
yeah.
um, with some of the things he does with it. And then and I've seen other people use it and just not quite. I don't know if it's they don't quite grasp the concept of it, or they just haven't mastered it yet, or whatever. But
It takes time. It really does.
yeah,
Like,
I'm sure it does. I mean, it's something that I've never really tried, and I've thought about trying it. Um, Although I haven't played solo in I can't remember how long. I think last year I did two solo shows the whole year. So everything else was a duo, and so the duo kind of works because that's more focused on harmonies and things of that nature, and not necessarily looking for a full band sound. We're looking for the blend of the voices instead, and so definitely don't need a looper for that. But I have often thought about trying to mess around with the looper for when I do solo stuff, and
Try to start off with using it for like songwriting, because that
yeah,
definitely helps with like creating layers and figuring that stuff out. I'm like a
uh
real
huh,
like I'm just a huge layer guy. Just if you listen to some of my songs, it's just like I think I probably have at least like 20 tracks on some of these songs, just because I just love just kind of jamming on top of things and just filling out
okay,
the sound. So Looper definitely helps me with that.
cool, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Definitely not something I should definitely consider trying.
Oh yeah.
I definitely want to mess around with it and see how it works out. For me, it may not work out for me. Who knows? I may be one of those guys where I'm shaking my head, going like, "What are you doing? Why are you even trying this?"
Oh
But
yeah.
it could end up working out good too. So kind of like everything, a little bit of technology. I used to be way down on the iPad on the microphone stand. Like, okay, if you don't have the song memorized, just don't play it. But now I'm more of the thought that it just adds so much to what you can do, and you're playing at a gig at a bar or a brew house or something, and somebody requests a song that you just absolutely never play. So you don't know how to play it right off the top of your head, but boom, you can bring it up on the iPad and it's right there in front of you. And if you're familiar with the song, you should be able to play it with no problem at all.
Yeah.
Um, and reading off the lyrics and following the chords, and that's I think that's probably the biggest problem with, especially with covers, is like memorizing the lyrics. You know,
Oh my god, I could barely remember
yeah, I
my
can play this
lyrics.
song, but yeah, exactly. How many times have you forgotten the words to your own song?
Oh my god, I gotta be honest with you. I was like freaking out earlier today. I was like, oh my god, am I gonna remember my songs because I haven't played them in such a long time? I'm like sitting here. I'm like, oh my god. It's just like I feel like I was like getting like existential at the same time. Like I remember I was like texting so many people. I'm like, how can the guy that writes these songs forgets his own lyrics? Oh my god.
Yeah,
I just kept thinking about it. I'm like, oh my god.
I went through the anxiety of that about, I'd say, a month ago, when I was coming up on possibly doing a solo show, and thinking to myself, okay, it's a good time to get my original music out there, and God, I got to brush up on some of these songs, and I'm like halfway through the song going, what's the first line of the second verse? Like,
Just keep repeating the same verse over and over again. They won't notice.
did did I miss a chord somewhere? Was there a bridge in this song? And it's kind of crazy because you don't do them that often. So, especially when you're playing all covers, when you're playing out, and let's face it, covers make the money. You know, um, unfortunately, um, the original stuff is great for yourself and your your self esteem and figuring out who you are as a musician, but the covers bring the money in. So
Oh yeah.
you know it's unfortunate. There's a place I booked a show at not long ago, that's coming up in the spring, and I had booked with them originally last year. And when I did, it was, you're going to do all original music, right? Because we don't do covers here, and we want to make sure that all your ducks are in a row. So if you're not an ASCAP or BMI, and I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm with ASCAP, and yeah, I can play all original music for 2.5 hours, no problem. And then when they booked me for this year, it was, oh yeah, our customers prefer covers, so we'd rather you just do covers all night. The original music doesn't go over well. Like, you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
When I was booking for Gay Brewing Company, they started out all original, and then it was like, okay, well, our customers prefer covers, so
Gosh, that
uh,
show I played. I think I played every song I wrote that night. It was like two
yeah,
hours. I was like, just kind of just kept playing. I was like playing. I played like every song. Like I never play songs off my first album just because I'm like these songs are just very like they seem kind of demo-y, like type of like just kind of feeling it out type of thing.
Uh-huh.
I was playing them all that night, and like I remember my sister and her boyfriend were at the time like well her boyfriend at the time they're still together, but
Uh,
they they're just like, man, you're playing some songs I don't think I've ever heard before. I'm like, yeah, I don't like playing them live,
wow.
but
So you were in. I know I booked you there. You were in that time frame where it was all original then.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was I was doing all original. I might have snuck in one cover that like
Uh-huh.
not many people knew, which I kind of intentionally did that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was a fun show though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And I think it was not long after that where he decided, you know what, people want to hear covers, so let people play covers. So
Mm-hmm.
that's unfortunate because there's not enough venues around that really focus on the original music. So
Yeah,
um, I'd love to see that change in some respect, but I'm not real hopeful that it ever will. You know, what are you going to do? So,
maybe after all this, there will be some sort of switch.
yeah, that would be nice
So,
because I would like to get back to playing more original music, and I'm sure you would too, and
oh yeah,
I'm sure lots of other people who are spending a lot of their time writing music and producing it and putting it out there on the airwaves. It'd be nice to be able to play it. So,
oh yeah,
you know, but that's what we're doing tonight. So, hopefully,
absolutely.
people are getting a good earful and liking what they hear. I know I am. So, hopefully, everybody else is too. Let's hear what you got next.
All right, so I'm gonna tune back up here. So this next song, I think I'm gonna do a taste of my second album called Commercial Break. Um, all right, this song is actually I recorded and wrote this song right across the hall where I'm at right now. But this song just kind of I when I came to Penn State, oh my god, that was 4 years ago already. It just it kind of it was a hard adjustment at first, just because of just dealing with a lot of you know I don't know, just becoming who I am and trying to just like finding myself, and this song kind of encompasses just like the kind of like I guess like kind of like frustration and just kind of a lot of I don't know, just a lot of self-reflecting. Which, um, but this song is called Black Sheep.
Ooh.
I'm gonna tune like one more time. Okay. When you were young, you were one. Never believed you were on my side. May you call yourself a black sheep. May all your minds be erased. May you call yourself a black sheep. May all your minds be erased. It's not deep when you're around me. Kick what you did, 'cause you want my dirt. May you call yourself a black sheep. May all your minds be erased. May you call yourself a black sheep. May all your minds be erased. You're alone. All I feel is numb. It's not hard. Talk and make a sound. Friends, may you call yourself a black sheep. May all your minds be erased. May you call yourself a black sheep. May all your minds be erased. May all your minds be erased. May you call yourself a black sheep. May all your minds be erased.
You know, you made a folk reference, but can easily see it sliding right over to like an alternative rock style too.
Yeah, I think I have a very weird influence, like set of influences, like and background in like who I listen to. Like, I mean, my dad was really into like Seether and like that like post grunge type of thing, and like Seether's always like a like a band that's always been like someone I just like. I don't know. I just love it. It makes me think of home. And you know, my mom's been like in the '80s type of thing, and I just kind of picked up a lot of like folk and like '90s type of style of just like writing and stuff like that. And you know, I don't know. It's just kind of this is like the product of all that.
I can see you playing unplugged Nirvana.
Just like, oh, whoops. I went through a Nirvana phase in 8th grade where I learned every single Nirvana song. So
Yeah,
if you know any Nirvana songs, I can play it, but not tonight because we're doing
no,
originals tonight.
absolutely, absolutely. I can see you playing that kind of style though. Just
I could definitely see myself doing that too. Just kind of
yeah,
like keeping it real honest, and that's kind of how I want to keep it too. Just
yeah.
honest and very very real. So
So, where can people find you? Let them have all your social media and
sure.
whatever links that so that they can check out your music, follow you along. Obviously, if Chris got a Facebook page, let's all go like and share that Facebook page and get all your friends checking Chris out as well. And you already said you're on Bandcamp, so just
Yep.
Chris Eichlin on Bandcamp.
Yep,
Okay.
just Chris Eichlin. You can if you look that up on anywhere. That's my handle, and it'll come up for that. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Bandcamp, SoundCloud. Um, I mean, Spotify, Apple Music. If you just look up my last name, it'll come up because I think I'm the only Eichlin on there for now.
Okay.
So
Cool. And let's follow Chris everywhere. Hit him up on Bandcamp. Follow along. you can buy your music on Bandcamp as well. So
Oh yeah, support local artists.
yeah, definitely. And you know what? Take a look at the first Friday of every month when Bandcamp Friday hits, and the artists don't pay any sharing fees with Bandcamp. And if you want to really be a big help, buy some of Chris's music on the first Friday in March.
Listen, you gotta support the poor college student over here. Come on.
Absolutely. There you go. Or the broke full time musician over here. Too much, too much. Uh, Bandcamp's a nice platform though, and if you use it, and I just recently started putting my stuff up on my Bandcamp, so I haven't been on there very long, but I think I
Bandcamp's,
have like 10 followers or something like that.
yeah,
So I'm world famous now with 10 followers. Um,
there's Bandcamp's like you
re-
always have a lot of control over like what you can put up and like how you design your page, which is nice.
uh,
You know, I don't know. It's just I've always wanted people to just kind of find my stuff on Bandcamp, just keep it very low key. But then I was like, people actually aren't listening to my stuff if it's on Bandcamp that often. So I was like, I'll just throw on the streaming sites too. So
right, yeah, and you're definitely going to get more traction with the streaming sites.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess the one thing that really bothers me about some of those major sites is like, um, you really have no control over how much you set the price for whatever.
yeah,
Like I go through CD Baby and to share everything on all the major platforms, and I set a price at CD Baby, and then they send it to iTunes, and iTunes says, yeah, we're not going to charge that, we're going to charge this, and you know, and
yeah,
and Amazon sets their own price, and I just I get a kick out of this disparity too. Like my EP was $4.99 on iTunes and $10.99 on Amazon. Well, why would you pay $10.99 when you're going to go somewhere else and buy it for $4.99? It
yeah,
makes no sense at all. So, and I wonder why there's no sales on Amazon. Well, that's why. You know.
yeah.
Uh,
It just seems like they're. I mean, even on like, I mean, even looking at Spotify and like just looking at streaming sites and to begin with, it's just they they really just pay artists very very minimally. Like I think I've gotten I don't even know how many listens I have on those on some of those streaming sites, but like I've barely hit like 2 cents out of like
yeah.
the 4 or 5 years, and I'm like, oh, sick, 2 cents,
Uh
nice.
huh. Yeah.
So
Thanks.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
I'll do my this joke right here. It's going to be it's dedicated to Steve Jones if you can hear me. Um, thank you, thank you Apple Music and Spotify for your 2 cents. There you go.
Yeah.
You get it? There
That's
we go.
it. Uh huh.
I hope Steve is laughing some behind his little picture there.
I I got a 10.99 in the mail today from CD Baby. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm thinking to myself, like, why did you even waste the paper to send me this for, the 6 cents I got from Spotify and 12 cents I got from iTunes? Like, do I even have to claim that?
Listen, you gotta frame it and hang it up then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, give me a break. Like, said I didn't open it, and maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I made more than that, but you know,
Mhm.
um, it's just it's a joke how much they pay us, how much we actually earn off that, and then the sites that sell your music, the amount of money they take from the sale, like especially iTunes. Sorry, hope nobody from iTunes is listening. Thank you, Apple. Uh,
Hopefully, over the next couple of years, there's some sort of change with like how artists are paid and how all that stuff is situated. Because I feel like just over the past 20 years, it's just things have changed very fast. Like even from like when I was young, like I mean, it's just like I remember buying stuff on iTunes and just like all that stuff, and now it's just like you can't really like buying stuff on Uh, I don't really know how much they take on each sale on average. Ralph, do you know how much?
Pretty sure iTunes takes more than anybody else.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's definitely accurate. But yeah, just like it just everything's changing so fast, and I feel like nothing has been done to try to like just nothing's been done to try to like modernize the compensation of artists. So
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see if that changes over the next couple of years. I hope it does because
Yeah, I hope it does too. But I'm not going to hold my breath. So
yeah,
what are you going to do?
yeah.
Look, I guess we got time for one more song. Let's do that,
All right,
and then we'll go from there.
all right, awesome. Hey, Ralph, thanks so much for having me and Steve and
Oh man, thanks for being on. It was a
yeah.
pleasure.
So this song is actually the one of the last songs. Okay, this song is I don't know, like over quarantine and like over like spring and summer of 2020. There's just a lot of I've been kind of like being anxiety, depression, having making an appearance, and just kind of a lot of just a lot of dealing with that type of stuff, and like and this song is kind of something to like just kind of I don't know. This song is kind of revolving around stuff like that, and yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say about it. This song is called "My Head Again."
Cool.
I just realized it's in the wrong key. That's why it sounds different. Okay. There we go. Sneaking through the window pane after I've gone up to bed. My bed's still unmade, spread out, stretched out again. You hold me so tightly, I will always be warm. And you owe me my life, 'cause you're in my head again. Smoking through the window, hoping that smell turns to here. The fan that races on keeps us cool and dries up the sweat. If you hold me so tightly, I will always be warm. And you owe me my life, 'cause you're in my head again. In my head again. In my head again. Blue stands for cleaning, but I have yet to see it shine. If it's the when it's the children's, too much for you to talk. You hold me so tightly, I will always be warm. in my head again. In my head again. In my head again. And you only find you're in my head again.
Excellent stuff, Chris.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for a great performance tonight. Very entertaining. Thanks so much for being on the show. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, please check out Chris on all his social media sites. Take a listen to his music. Help support independent artists whenever you can. Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Amazon, Bandcamp, and of course, swing by the Facebook page, give it a like.
Yeah.
And again, thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you back in the Valley after your semester's over, and seeing you out and about for a little bit at least, if not for long, at least for a little while. Hopefully getting some live performances in and sharing your craft right here in the Valley. Absolutely. Next week we have Michael Patrick. We're going to sneak over the bridge a little bit to New Jersey, and not too far, but local musician Michael Patrick is going to be on with us next week. So please be sure to tune in. I talk often. Be sure to tune in. There we go. Next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock for another episode of Artist Spotlight with Ralph featuring Michael Patrick. And again, thanks so much for tuning in to Chris tonight. Chris, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Ralph, for having me. I really appreciate it.
And we'll see everybody next week.
You gotta keep the fire burning. Chase your dream, don't hesitate. Keep on dreaming, keep on yearning. Don't let the flame die while